So basically in this video we will basically reconstruct our tables. So let us quickly reconstruct the skills table to fit exactly what we want, and then we'll have to create a new table that we'll call skill users. So in skill users it will have several fields for which we just saw. So the first, let's just say that it will have 5 fields to start with. We're just guessing. The first field will be the ID field, as it's available in every field, so we'll just have an ID field. Then of course in every join table what you would do is you have the ID of the 2 fields. So the second one is this, and then of course these are numbers. I just put 11, and then every time you have an integer you can use any number up to 11. Alright, so the next one is that we have a description. So this guy that's creating this skill needs to enter a description. Then probably they need to enter a URL, and then we have to add 2 fields again and say that this person needs to enter a created at and an updated at. These timestamps updated at. These are timestamps, so I'm just gonna say timestamp, just date time. Okay, so here again I'm just gonna say it's a date time, and then URL is a variable character. So variable character, I'm just gonna say 255, and the description is a text. A text basically has no size, we'll leave it empty. Then the skill ID and so on. So this is cool. The next thing we want to make sure is that the ID is auto increment, and then it's a primary key. Then we say okay. Then we look for fields that can be null. For instance, these 2 guys can be null because when the user is first creating this, they will just enter their skill name. Okay, now we need another field called skill name. Alright, we need, okay, we don't need it because the skill name is already in the skills table, so we're good to go. And what else should be null? We are good to go. So basically scroll down and click the save icon here, so it will create skill users for us, and then we will work on the other item that has to do with skills. So in skills we have name. We don't need all this URL, and we just need a description. Okay, well, we can leave URL. For instance, if somebody wants to make reference to eventually we might need to make reference to official web PHP or raw PHP website or HTML, you understand? So we have description. We don't need the user ID. This is just basically not really required, so we don't need the user ID. So this table basically keeps record of all our skills. You understand? Every new skill we have, this table keeps record of them. Alright, so what we're gonna do is to now make sure that we tell the users table. We're going to go and tell the users table in the model that it relates, how it relates to the skills table. So if we head over to our users table, in users model, we'll just go to our app and go to models. A user has many skills, so but then we now have a middle table, so we can now say okay, the way this guy is not proper. We can now say user skills. Okay, so instead of just have many, it has and belongs to many. So there's a way Laravel does it. Alright, just before we fix this, there's a little mix up here because this join table is supposed to be all singular, right? So we will just go to operations and change this from users to user, because the Eloquent will just change it. Okay, from skill user, that's what it should be. That's what Eloquent is looking for, not skill users. But in Cake PHP, they should both be plural. Alright, so right here we are here and we're saying this belongs to many. You understand? So the user belongs to many skills. So and we're good to go like this. So we can go to the skills table and do the exact same thing and say the skill belongs to many user. So we can say users skill belongs to many user. So we'll remove this. So this pretty much sorts our problem, and then we'll have to go to our controller and start fixing up other things. Okay, so as you can see, the relationship is described in the exact same way. So this is the skill. We don't need this table, this field again. Then one more thing is that when you're defining this, you can actually mention the join table. Assuming we use a join table called football instead of the skill user table. If we use football, we can just mention it here. So the ORM automatically knows that this is what we need to do. This is the join table, right? So see you in the next video where we'll talk about the controller setup, and then we're good to go with a very robust skill system.